Good morning. Today we will discuss regarding measurement of surface finish. In modern engineering products, the control of surface texture together with dimensional accuracy has become more important. The surface texture have direct bearing with the functioning of machine parts, load carrying capacity, tool life, fatigue life, corrosion resistance and wear resistance of any component of machine. So these properties like appearance, corrosion resistance, wear resistance, fatigue resistance, lubrication, initial tolerance, ability to hold pressure, load carrying capacity, noise reduction in case of gears, etc. are influenced by the surface texture. Whatever may be the manufacturing process used, it is not possible to produce perfectly smooth surface. Now, the following are the different factors which affects the surface roughness. These factors are vibrations, material of the workpiece, type of machining, rigidity of the system consisting of machine tool, fixture, cutting tool and work, type, form, material and sharpness of the cutting tool, then cutting conditions that is speed, feed and depth of cut and type of coolant used. The irregularities on the surface are in the form of succession of hills and valleys varying in height and spacing. These irregularities are usually termed as surface roughness, surface finish, surface texture, or surface quality. These irregularities are responsible for the appearance of a surface of a component and its suitability for an intended application. It is seen that different requirements demand different surface texture. For example, heat exchanger tube transfer heat better when their surfaces are slightly rough rather than highly polished. Then brake drums and clutch plates, etc., works best with some degree of surface roughness. Then the components which are subjected to repeated stresses, that surface must be given good surface finish, because the root of any surface irregularity acts a sharp corner and such part fails earlier. Then the good bearing properties in any part are obtained when the surface has large number of irregularities, that is large number of hills and valleys. If the surface is perfectly smooth, then wear would occur due to difficulty in maintaining the lubricating oil film. The hills in irregular surface reduce metal to metal contact and valleys help to retain the film of lubricating oil. The principal reasons for controlling surface texture are: first is to improve service life of a components. Second, to improve the fatigue resistance. Third, to reduce initial wear of parts. Fourth, to have a close dimensional tolerance on the parts. Fifth is to reduce frictional wear. Sixth, to reduce corrosion by minimizing depth of irregularities. Number 7, for good appearance. And 8 is, if the surface is not smooth enough, the moving parts can heat up, blind and freeze. However, smooth surface is not always required. The requirement of surface texture depends upon the specific application of the part. Now, the next point is orders of geometrical irregularities. Due to conditions not being ideal, the surface produced will have some irregularities. These geometrical irregularities can be classified into four categories. So, the first category is first order irregularity. The irregularities caused by inaccuracies in the machine tool itself are called as first order irregularities. These include: first is irregularities caused due to lack of straightness of guideways on which the tool moves. Second, irregularities due to deformation of work under the action of cutting forces. And third is due to weight of the material itself. That is called the first order irregularities. It is caused due to inaccuracies in the machine tool itself. Second category is the irregularities. uh, Second category is second order irregularities. So the irregularities caused due to vibrations of any kind are called as second order irregularities. These include the chatter or the chatter marks on the surface of the part. So that is called the second order irregularities, and it is caused due to vibrations of any kind. Then third order irregularity: even if the machine were perfect and completely free from vibrations, some irregularities are caused by machining itself due to the characteristics of the process. So these include feed mark of the cutting tool. And the fourth order irregularity, these irregularity irregularities arising from the rupture of the material during the separation of the chip. So during separation of the chip, fourth order irregularities are caused. Now, the orders of geometrical irregularities. The irregularities produced can also be grouped into two categories. First is roughness or primary texture, and second is waviness, or it is also called the secondary texture. Now the first is primary texture. It is also called the roughness. The surface irregularities of small wavelength are called as primary texture or roughness. These are caused by direct action of the cutting elements on the material. That is, tool cutting tool shape, tool feed rate, or by some other disturbances such as friction, wear, and corrosion. These are irregularities of third and fourth order and constitute microgeometrical errors. So this is regarding the first category, that is primary texture, or it is also called the roughness. Then second category is secondary texture. It is also called the waviness. The surface irregularities of considerable wavelength of a periodic character are called as secondary texture or waviness. These irregularities result due to inaccuracies of slides, wear of guides, misalignment of centers, non-linear feed motion, deformation of work under the action of cutting forces, vibrations of any kind, etc. These errors include irregularities of first and second order and constitute the macrogeometrical errors. Now you can see the primary texture and the secondary texture. So you can see at the bottom there is a original profile, then the waviness profile. You can see the waviness profile, and at the bottom you can see the roughness profile. So we'll get the idea of the what is waviness and what is roughness. So in the diagram you can see the surface texture, in which there is a nominal surface, then the normal section, then the lay and the flaw is indicated. Then you can see the original profile, then waviness profile and roughness profile. Then average of vertical deviations from nominal surface over a specified length surface. So you can see the in this diagram you can see the nominal surface, then the actual surface, then vertical deviations, that is y1 y, then in which you can define the sampling length, that is Lm, that is shown in this diagram. So it is the length of profile necessary for the evaluation of irregularities to be taken into account, also called as cutoff length. So it is measured parallel to direction of profile. Then mean line of a profile. So it is the line that divides the effective profile such that within sampling length the sum of squares of vertical ordinates. So in this diagram the vertical lines, you can see the vertical lines, that is y1, y2, y3, y4, like that up to yn. So these are called the vertical ordinates between effective profile points and mean line. So you can see the mean line and the vertical ordinates line is minimum or zero. So definition of mean line of a profile is, it is the line that divides the effective profile such that within sampling length the sum of squares of vertical ordinates like y1, y2 between effective profile points and the mean line is minimum or zero. The second, that is center line of the profile. So you can see the diagram of a center line. So it is the line that divides the effective profile such that the area contained by the profile above and below the line are equal. That is called the center line of the profile. Now the elements of surface texture or terminology that is used in a surface roughness. So the different elements that are shown, that is a roughness height, then the roughness width, then the waviness height, waviness width, then roughness width cutoff, then the lay direction, flaw, that is shown. So first we will see what is roughness. So roughness consists of surface irregularities which result from the various machining process, that is called the roughness. These irregularities combine to form a surface texture. Then we will see what is roughness height. So it is the height of the irregularities. You can see the roughness height here. On the left hand side you can see the roughness height. So it is the height of irregularities with respect to a reference line. It is measured in millimeters or microns or micro inches. It is also called as the height of unevenness. So roughness height, so it is a arithmetical average deviation expressed in micrometers normal to an imaginary center line running through the roughness profile. Then roughness width, you can see at roughness width here. So it is the distance parallel to the normal surface between successive peaks and ridges that constitutes the predominant pattern of the roughness, that is called the roughness width. Then roughness width cutoff. So you can see the roughness width cutoff at the bottom. So this is the maximum width of surface irregularities that is included in the measurement of roughness height and is in centimeters. Then lay. So lay, it is the direction of predominant surface pattern produced by tool marks or scratches. So you can see the inclined lines, that is called the lay. So it is the direction of surface pattern produced by the tool marks. So lay represents the direction of predominant surface pattern produced and it reflects the machining operation used to produce it. Then waviness height. So waviness height is the peak to valley distance of the surface profile measured in millimeters. So you can see the waviness height here at the right hand side. You can see the waviness height, and it is the distance between peak to valley distance of the surface profile. Then arithmetic average and root mean square average, that is AA and RMS, that is calculated by some procedure that will be given in a next slide. Then the flaws. It is the irregularity which occur at one place or widely varying intervals in surface. It includes cracks, scratches, etc. That is called the flaws. So you can see here the flaw that is shown on in a top surface or in a profile of the surface roughness. Then datum for surface finish measurement. So the datum or reference from which surface finish in numerical values may be specified can be done in two methods. So first method is given, that is M system, that is mean line system, and the procedure for that it is given here, how the AA and BB that is obtained. And the second, that is E system, that is envelope system. So envelope line, that is curve, is a line that is obtained by rolling a circle of radius r on the surface. So this procedure it is given in this slide. Then evaluation of surface finish. The numerical assessment of surface finish can be carried out in a number of ways. These numerical values are obtained with respect to a datum. In practice, the three methods of evaluating primary texture, that is called the roughness of a surface, are used. So first is peak to valley height method. Second method is the average roughness, and third is form factor or bearing curve. So these are the three methods that are used to evaluate the surface finish. Now we will see first the average roughness method. Now the first method, that is average roughness method. For assessment of average roughness, the following three statistical criteria are used. So these criteria are, first is CLA method, that is center line average method. It is called a RA value or arithmetic mean. Then RMS method, that is root mean square, that is also called as RS method. And third is 10-point height method, that is called the RZ method. Then second category, that is peak to valley height method, it is called the RY method. So first we will see the average roughness method. In that, first criteria is CLA method, that is also called the RA value or center line average method. So you can see in the diagram the H1, H2, H3, H4 up to Hn. These are the vertical ordinates. So in this method, the surface roughness is measured as the average deviation from the nominal surface. So you can see the horizontal line that is indicated by nominal surface, or it is a datum line or mean line, or it is also called the nominal surface. The center line average or arithmetic average is defined as the average values of the ordinates from the mean line regardless of the arithmetic signs of the ordinates. So you can see the H1, H2, H3 up to Hn. These are the vertical ordinates. So then the CLA, that is RA value, that will be equal to H1 plus H2 plus H3 up to Hn upon n. So H1, H2, H3 is the ordinate height and n is the number of ordinates in sampling length L. That is the first formula that you can use to find out RA value. Also, you can use another formula, that is CLA value, that will be equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3 up to AN upon L, capital L. So it is a summation of capital A upon L, where A1, A2, A3 are the areas in mm square. So you can see the A1, A2, A3 up to AN, upward and below the mean line. So you can use that formula for CLA value, that is RA value, summation A upon L. So A1, A2, A3, these are the areas in mm square, and L is the sampling length in mm. The calculation of CLA value used in equation 2 is facilitated by the planimeter. The CLA value measure is preferred to RMS value measure because its value can be easily determined by measuring the areas with planimeter or graph, or can be readily determined in electrical instruments by integrating the movement of stylus and displaying the result as in average. Now the second criteria, that is RMS method, that is RS value. So in this also you can see the ordinates H1, H2, H3 up to Hn, it is given above and below the mean line. So in this method also the roughness is measured as the average deviation from the nominal surface. Root mean square value measured is based on the least squares. RMS value is defined as the square root of the arithmetic mean, the least squares. Then the RMS value is defined as the square root of the arithmetic mean of the squares of the ordinates of the surface measured from a mean line. So the sample length L is divided into n equal parts, and y1, y2, y3 up to yn are the heights of the ordinates at these points. Then RMS average equal to under root y1 square plus y2 square plus y3 square up to yn square upon n. So that will be equal to 1 upon L integration 0 to L y square dl raised to 1/2. Then third criteria, that is 10-point height method, that is called a RZ value. So you can see the ordinates, that is R1, R2, R3, R4, R5, and then R6, R7, R8, R9, R10. So in this method, the average difference between the 5 highest peaks and 5 lowest valleys of surface texture within the sampling length, measured from a line parallel to the mean line and not crossing the profile, is used to denote the amount of surface roughness. So it is a simple method to measure total depth of surface irregularities, but it does not give sufficient information about surface, as no account is taken of frequency of the irregularities. Now if capital R is equal to 10-point height of irregularities, then R is, or RZ, that will be equal to 1 upon 5 in bracket R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5 minus R6 in bracket R6 plus R7 plus R8 plus R9 plus R10. So that is a method of finding RZ value. Then second method, that is peak to valley height method, that is called a RY method. So it is the distance between the highest peak and lowest valley for the considered sample length. So L, it is a sample length. So it is a distance between highest peak and lowest valley. So that will be the RY value. Then form factor method, it is obtained by measuring the area of material above the arbitrarily chosen baseline in the section and the area of the enveloping rectangle. So this is regarding the evaluation of the surface roughness. Then statement of surface finish. First is surface roughness value. So it is expressed as a RA value in microns. If a single RA value is stated, it is understood that any RA value from 0 to that stated is acceptable. Then limiting values. When both minimum and maximum RA values needed to be specified, this shall be expressed as follows: RA 8/16 or alternatively RA 8 to 16. So these are the limiting values. So this is a roughness grade symbols that are given. In a first column, there is a roughness values, that is RA in microns, and in second column, the roughness grade number, it is given, and the symbol that is shown in a third column for the various roughness values. Then symbol to designate surface finish on drawing. So you can see the symbol, so in which various elements are shown, that is direction of lay on that location. Then you have to mention the machining allowance, then the roughness value in micrometer, then the at the top you have to indicate the machining method, and at the bottom of horizontal line you have to mention the sampling length. So we will see one example here. So here you can see from the top the machining method that is used, it is the milling process. Then sampling length, it is taken into account, it is 2.5. Then the roughness value in micrometer, that is calculated as 6.3. Then machining allowance, it is 1.2, and the direction of lay, it is a parallel. So that is indicated on a symbol. So you can see the carefully. So this is regarding the measurement of surface finish. Thank you.